Your partnership with CitizenLink and your State Family Policy Council results in some amazing victories for families. This is the CitizenLink Report. Hi, I'm Kim Trobee. Well, preserving religious freedom, promoting marriage, and protecting life. CitizenLink's alliance of 38 state family policy councils work hard to support God's design for family. John Paulton joins me today. He's the manager of policy and research here at CitizenLink, and we're going to talk about that alliance of state family policy groups. John, thanks for being here.
Good to be with you, Kim.
Now, you have some experience in the family policy world. Tell me about that.
Well, that's right. For 8 years, basically back in the 1990s, I was director of one of these state family policy councils up in my home state of South Dakota. And through that, I got a unique perspective of the great benefit that there is between the national organization like CitizenLink and the state organizations working together on all kinds of things, including state legislative battles. The state group, of course, is absolutely key because they're the boots on the ground. They're the people in the state capitol. They know the state legislators. They know the issues. They know how to deal with it. They have the grassroots that can be mobilized, etc. But then the national group is so important as well. I saw that as a director of one of these organizations where the national group, like CitizenLink, could bring in the resources and provide the overall strategy, provide the networking with the other state groups around the country. It was absolutely incredibly beneficial.
And we've had a great year this past year with pro-family legislation in the states. Talk about CitizenLink's partnership with these 38 allied family policy groups and what that means for pro-family policy in the here and now.
Well, it has been a great year overall for legislative battles related to the issues that we deal with, and that's a credit most of all to the state groups that are leading the way on the ground. But we're privileged to work with them. As I said, it's a mutually beneficial relationship. But we've had a number of victories on a whole host of issues. Let me just run through some of them. Physician-assisted suicide. That was an issue that was of grave concern coming into this legislative session because of, and our viewers will recall the Brittany Maynard episode last fall, which was so emotional. And we were concerned that there was a big push, and we were concerned that there would be a lot of states passing physician-assisted suicide laws. Thankfully, because of this partnership, we've been able to defeat every single one of them that has come to a final result so far. One of the big ones was right here in Colorado, where we saw a tremendous effort not only between the Family Policy Council and CitizenLink, but also working with disabled groups. They had an incredible presence at the state capitol telling their story and about how they would be so dramatically impacted by this kind of a law passing.
Yeah. You know, those things really put people with disabilities and terminal illnesses at risk for abuses, and it's good that we were able to partner with Colorado to take care of that. But we've also had wins in the areas of the pro-life movement, in religious freedom. Tell me some of those.
Well, sure. You know, it was just a few months ago that the New York Times was complaining about the 250 some or so pro-life laws that have been passed over the last 4 years in state legislatures. Well, that trend continued, thankfully, this year. There have been a host of pro-life laws passed. Too many to mention, really. Specifically, I'll mention one, Arizona. That was a big battle, a multifaceted pro-life law. We're so excited to see that one pass, as well as many others. Marriage, that battle continues. It's coming down to the 12th hour to be sure as we wait for the Supreme Court's ruling. But our Family Policy Council in Alabama has been continuing to fight in the courts to stop same-sex marriage from being enacted there, and successfully so far. Religious freedom, we've had at least 30 victories so far around the country. I think we'll end up in double-digit victories offensively, proactive legislation to protect religious freedom. But we will also have at least 24 defensive victories, stopping very dangerous legislation. One of those, most of those were in state legislatures, but one of them was in the Charlotte City Council, where they were trying to pass a sexual orientation measure that usually fly through big city councils. but thanks to a coordinated effort there, that one was defeated.
And you know, John, the religious freedom battles are only going to heat up as more and more things happen within the culture. We have to protect the religious freedom of those who have faith-based beliefs, and we're going to have to keep working on that.
It sure do. It's the issue of our time, really. It's amazing that religious freedom has gone from being completely accepted in our culture, valued in our culture, to now, in a sense, being the most controversial issue in America. And we need to be ready to fight for it.
If somebody wants to get involved in this alliance that we have with our state family policy councils, what can they do? How can they get active in this?
Sure. Well, I would suggest they first go to the CitizenLink.com website and go to the state groups page and find your state. And in most states, 38 states, there is a state family policy council. You can look that up, contact them, get involved, support them. If you're in a state where there's not a group listed, contact us. We'd love to consider partnering to put together a group there, but also support CitizenLink. It's through this great network that we're able to accomplish these things, and we need your support.
And we see it time and again, the grassroots efforts really are where change happens.
Absolutely. And let me just mention one more great example from this year, and that's from the state of Arkansas. They passed, in fact, they called it, our family council there, our associated group, called it their best legislative session ever. They passed a whole host of pro-life bills, religious freedom bills, bills protecting homeschooling, etc. I could go on and on. That really happened because not only family council's work and our partnership with them, but because of the work in the elections. They transformed who was in office in Arkansas, and that made such a difference. As we come up on election season again, it's a great reminder that elections do matter. It all works together.
Well, John, you work in a very exciting part of the CitizenLink ministry, and I just want to thank you so much for being here today.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Well, your financial partnership with CitizenLink means more victories just like these for families, and not just in states across the country, but those are happening right in your own backyard. Together, we really can protect families and preserve religious freedom. To find out more about these stories, you can go to CitizenLink.com. There you'll find a link to our Spring Connection newsletter. It's got great information for you there. And thanks to all of you who have taken the time to write and give us your thoughts and encouragement. You know you can always let us know what you're thinking at mail@citizenlink.com. We encourage you to continue to pray for the family policy councils in 38 states and for those states who don't currently have a family policy council, for our elected officials, and of course for our nation. And remember, stand tall and be heard.